Hello my friends, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Grace in My Space. Today we're going to talk about the impact of paint color, lighting, and wall treatments. And I'm going to show you the progress that I've made here at the Haven Cottage and how each one of those individual pieces can change the complete look of a room and how you can build upon one another to get a final look. Huge thanks to my sponsor, Cara Home, for upgrading our cottage with new lighting. I'm excited to show you the variety and the beautiful fixtures that they have available and how those fixtures can elevate a space all on their own. Now for this video, I have taken 3 rooms in the Haven Cottage and I have done step-by-step upgrades to show you how much lighting, paint colors, and wall treatments can really impact a space. We're gonna start in the laundry room where all I have done is updated the lighting with this beautiful new ceiling light from Cara Home. The rest of the space hasn't been touched. The color didn't get changed, the patterns didn't get changed. I haven't done anything except for new lighting. And just that one change in this space completely elevated the entire look of the room very easily, and it sets the stage for the changes that are to come to bring it all together and have a really cohesive and planned out designed laundry space. Let's take a little tour of this laundry space. Before we had a very small and unassuming light fixture in the laundry space, and what I wanted to do with this beautiful new fixture is bring in some class and some interest, because this space overall is very utilitarian, and one of the ways that you can update the look of a space is with a statement light fixture. When decorating spaces like laundry rooms or mud rooms, bathrooms, pantries, some of those spaces that kind of need to be more functional than decorative, I like to do something like a statement ceiling light or a chandelier or pretty sconces on the wall, because it brings interest and design and class to the room. And then from there, what I've done in this space is had a statement fixture become the focal point and also the element that I'm going to design the rest of the space from. As you can see, just adding a new light fixture to this space, I've done nothing else, changed the whole look of the space. This is a very classic, modern, high-end looking light. And so once I have this as my beginning point, now I'm going to be able to update this red, change it from a more eclectic vibe to something that fits my style a bit more. I'm going to be updating this whole area so that it takes out the red and also changes it from burlap to something a little bit more cozy. And then I'm also going to be adding a wall treatment to this back wall, and it's all going to play off the light and work together seamlessly to transform a space where I'm not changing the function, I'm not changing the layout, I'm not changing anything about what's already here except for lighting, color, and wall treatments. Stay tuned for this space and how it's going to change in the coming weeks. Now let's transition over into the entryway. Now I told you that each space I'm going to build upon the first. So in the laundry room, we started with just the light fixture. In the entryway, we have added this beautiful low profile ceiling light from Cara Home, which is amazing when you have low ceilings. Now the light fixture before wasn't overly low, but it did hang down to about here, which for anybody taller than me was a little bit of a sticky situation. So now we have a very low profile ceiling light, which is beautiful, very bright, and works great for places where you have low ceilings. We're keeping the functionality in mind when adding new light fixtures in this space, but also upping the design, upping the look of the whole space to a more modern fixture. One of the things that I like to do before I ever wire up a light fixture is just make sure that once I put it onto the bracket, it's going to sit flush on the ceiling and it's going to actually have a long enough screw to come through the bottom and secure it properly. Standard lighting is really easy. Ground wire to ground wire, white to white, black to black. 2 sets of hands are definitely better than 1, but you can make do usually. Done. Even though I haven't even finished painting the rest of the entryway here, I haven't done the wall treatment I'm planning to do, just adding a new modern light really updates the entire look of the space. Now additionally in this space, we've added that second element of an updated paint color. Now, If you love a more cheeky, kind of cottagey, eclectic vibe, the red that was here previously would stay. I was going for a more calming, modernized, organic feeling look, and so changing the paint color to this color called Studio Clay from Sherwin-Williams was a game changer. Not only does it unify the entire space with the trim that's painted throughout, it also really calms down the whole look of the entryway so that it's less distracting, and I can bring in elements like a beautiful light fixture, like antique furniture or cute lamps or plants or mirrors, things that are just accents, and they are visible. Sometimes when a paint color is so bold, it overwhelms the room, and then when you calm it down with a color like this or maybe a neutral color, it allows other elements to shine. Neither way is wrong, it just depends on the look you're going for. Now, one thing I want to point out is that I did not change the wall color at all. I only changed the color of the doors and the trim. And one of the reasons is because the wall color in this space is the same wall color that's in the entire rest of the open concept house, and I wasn't up for that much painting. But the second reason is that sometimes when you're looking at color, the main wall color isn't necessarily where you want your focal point to be. I like keeping this wall color kind of a creamy neutral and then letting the trim be more of the focal point, because we have really nice statement doors with good detailing. We also have really thick baseboards and beautiful trim work. And so to call that out with a new color really changes the whole look and feel of the entire space without painting the walls. Let me take you on a little tour around the entryway. It is not done. It is actually a great example of how you can update a light fixture, update a paint color, and be done. Or you can take it one step further and add a wall treatment, like I'm going to talk about in our next room. This whole space is just screaming for a wall treatment. I'm going to be adding beadboard, peg rail that I make. I'm gonna move this mirror up, get a new console I've already got done and just waiting for this space. It's gonna completely change the look of this room, but for now, the paint, it worked wonders. Now let's move into the bedroom, where we have the combination of all three elements that I've been talking about so far. We have a new paint color, a new trim color. We have a new wall treatment with beadboard, and we're gonna do some finishing touches with new lighting. And you're gonna be able to see how all three elements, once combined, really pulls the entire space together for a finished look. Start tackling this red trim. Normally I would scuff it up before painting, but I only have liquid sandpaper on hand, so I'm gonna be using this rather than regular sandpaper. And little tip for you, if you need a lint-free cloth, old work undershirts, like your husband's work undershirts or yours, they are awesome. So just cut it to the size that you need, use it as a rag for really anything. I'm gonna use it for my liquid sandpaper, and then I'll use it to wash down the baseboards when I'm done. Here we go. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. Normally I would trim first and then roll, but I'm waiting on my trim work to dry, and so I'm not gonna try and paint up against wet paint. So we're just gonna move on and roll first and then trim later. I'm only gonna go up to where the angle stops, and it'll create height in this space, and then this will be ceiling. All right, I've run into a chameleon color. Looks green in the can, looks green on the chip, and now it just looks blue. Very blue. Same can of paint, exact same can of paint. That's what lighting and shadowing does. So I'm gonna take matters into my own hands. Figure that green and yellow make blue, so blue and yellow make green. So I'm gonna try and greenify this blue paint. Just gonna go real small. Moment of truth, I'm gonna try my new color. Now we wait. Oh my gosh, the scale of this camera angle is killing me. I look like a giant. I'm not actually that big, and this room is not actually that small. I've got a painting tip for you. So when you're transitioning colors from white to blue, which should be green, and you want a really crisp line, put tape on top of the color that is staying. Then use the color that is already on the walls, paint a thin coat on top of the tape at the transition point, and it will seal the tape, and it will also have any bleed through be the color that's already there. And then you'll go over top of that once it's dry with your new color, and it will be the most crisp, beautiful line you've ever seen. Moment of truth. The key is to peel it off when the paint is still wet. She looks pretty. Now let's talk about how adding wall treatments can really elevate a space. I'm going to be adding a 2/3 beadboard to the cottage bedroom, and as you can see, I had to kind of makeshift my workstation here at the cottage. It wasn't always pretty, but we made it work. Currently have my phone velcroed to a light post because I forgot my camera stand, so we're just all kinds of ingenuity today. We've also got mac and cheese boxes propping up the opposite end of my boards because that is just my style. I'm planning to add beadboard to the entryway, so drop it in the comments if you would like to get a full tutorial on how to install beadboard, how to work around sticky situations like outlets and unlevel walls, and I will make sure and do a full tutorial for you if that is of interest. For now, just remember that your level is your best friend. Now we caulk, we fill holes, we sand, and we paint. The new color is a big improvement over the blue. It has just the right amount of green now that I added a ton of yellow to that can of paint. Are you guys ready to tackle this off-centered window? So clearly not where it needs to be, but I'm going to try and work around that by hanging some curtains, making them equal on both sides of the window, and then it will not look like it only takes up half the bed. All right, we're gonna get that bar and the curtains up, but first I need to install my new sconces. So these are really nice because they are both hardwired, or you can install them with a plug. So mine are going to be wall mounted with the plug because it operates based on our light switch, and so that's gonna turn on all of the lights in the room since there's no overhead lighting. So these are a great option for double duty where it serves as the lighting for the room, but also as a nightstand lamp in a situation like this where we have low ceilings and a lamp kind of becomes cumbersome. Now, do you always need wall treatments? No. Sometimes painting a wall a really pretty statement color, just like this one, is enough. Sometimes wall treatments, though, are much better. This is such an awesome addition. It makes it look so much classier than having a cord hanging down, all tucked right away inside the corn cover. One of the things that this wall treatment does is bring the height of the room up. We have this awkward angled ceiling that kind of makes the whole room feel short and small. And so by adding beadboard, we give some height to this really short wall because it's above the halfway point. And that really, really will help the room have kind of an optical illusion so that it doesn't look so tiny. Now there are other ways to go about that same problem and tackle that issue, but I love an accent wall of beadboard, board and batten, shiplap. Any kind of wall molding will really elevate not only the look of a space, but will heighten the design, and sometimes will also be able to kind of mask some of those awkward angle issues. Now let's finish this room and pull it all together. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this was helpful to kind of see how the progression can work when you implement three very simple things: lighting, paint choices, and wall treatments. Sometimes you can replace one, like a new light fixture, and have it completely change the look of a room, or a new paint color, or adding a wall treatment, and just one is enough. Other times it's adding in that next step, and other times it's adding in that third step to really pull together a complete room, complete the look, and have it feel custom. Make sure and check out my friends over at kira-home.com for all of your lighting needs. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you on the next project.